Hi, I'm Mike Suyderhoud. With me, world trick record holder Cory Pickos, and this, the second of our series on the trick skiing videos, the advanced tricks. Cory, tell everybody what they're going to be learning in this tape.
We're going to hit some of the more advanced tricks. We're going to start with a lot of toe tricks. We're going to start with reverse toe back, toe front, toe O's. From that point, we're going to do the toe back to backs, toe fives, go to some hand tricks, the four wake fives, get into some body overs, ski line back, and toe step back, some more toe turns. So we're going to hit on a little bit of everything and just start with some of the harder tricks.
Okay, what can a person expect at point-wise if they start doing most of the tricks in this video?
I would say at least up to 6,000 points, if not more, depending on how well the skier's doing them and how efficiently.
All right, that sounds good to me. Let's get started.
Let's do it. Okay, now that we're into the advanced tape, it's time to learn how to ride your trick ski a little bit better. Before you spend a lot of time in the harder tricks, I want to make sure you can ride the ski well. It'll help a lot when you get to some of the body overs, any of the fives, whatever. And it's good practice. If you get tired, whatever, you can't ride the ski well enough. The better you can ride the ski, the easier the tricks are going to be. We can just go forward here. There's just some wake jumping here a little bit just to start the tape off. Learn how to ride the ski. Learn how to turn the ski, learn how to edge into the wakes, learn how to get over the front of the ski, slow it down, and you can see how hard you can drive a ski, and that's only about, really half speed. You can turn a ski hard, you can turn the trick ski well, and the whole time you're doing it, I'm using a lot of cutting and turning, using my hips and ankles, and really keeping the ski in the water at the same time, keeping the upper body up over the ski all the time. Here's just some single wake jumps from outside to in, and you can start without using a lot of cut and just trying to boot it as much as you can here. I'm not really cutting, I'm just kind of kicking it, and you can start there and then go to double wake jumps also. So spend as much time as you have, any free time, cutting, jumping over the wakes, just learning how to ride the ski better and better. You can see there how I'm starting to edge harder into the wake and really setting the tricks up, and how my hips, as I'm edging harder, boom, how I'm really setting my hips up into the bottom of the wake so I can explode off the top of the crest.
It's pretty easy for people to think that, well, I'm jumping over the water, I'm landing in the water, I'm not going to get hurt. But you can get hurt. When you start going for air and more speed, there are lots of different ways you can hurt yourself. Primarily, you're going to expose your lower limbs, your knees and your feet and your ankles, because the board's big, your feet are in the bindings, and you could land in such a way that to twist and create an injury. So be careful and realize that there is a possibility you can get hurt.
Start with the toe O. Pull in, grab the handle, put the toe strap on behind your leg, twist it so it's on straight. That sounds better. Okay, start with your foot against the back of your knee, point your knee to the boat, a little more solid, kind of make it tight, bend knee and ankle. As you stand up, kind of turn with your hips, slow and control, stop in the back, come front. Okay, this is the toe O we're going to get started on here. This position here is very important, these two positions. Let's go with the body position first. The hips are straight, shoulders straight, head up, the knee forward, pointed towards the boat. You can see that right here. Ankle bend, knee bend, hips kind of in that sitting strong position with your upper body right up over your ski, real nice. That puts you in that strong, stable, balanced position to start with. To learn the toe O, I want a nice deliberate turn, kind of push off from the rope, go from front to back and stop. We can roll that right now. From the front position, you go ahead and nice, smooth, controlled turn. You're just turning slightly ahead of the rope. So as soon as you start getting to the toe back position here, the rope comes tight. You're backwards. Good position, right up over your ski. Good position here, straight up, ankle bend, knee bend, strong toe back position. Then after you get from the toe back position, we're just going to do a nice toe front as it continues on here. Okay, let's roll it back and show that again. Now, the best way to start this toe, the biggest problem with the toe O is that normally skiers come out too fast, they get slack, they get into trouble. A lot of times what I'll see here is instead of people starting ahead of the rope, they'll wait so long on the rope that it'll load up on them and just spin them out. So you want to go ahead and time it so you rotate ahead of the rope, but as soon as you start turning, the rope should come tight as it comes tight right in the back position there, then the nice toe front. So this is the way to start learning the toe O, is by stopping in the back to learn the proper rope control. Then after you can stop in the back and do it real consistently and controlled, then you can go on to doing the same type of toe back, but just letting your rotation come right around, having rope control the whole time so you turn it into a nice smooth toe O.
Cory, a lot of people I see try that trick get in a hurry to come around to the front position, so they turn their shoulders and their head to lead the movement. How should they start the trick?
Right, what you really want to do is you want to start with your hips, shoulders, everything in one unit. You don't want your hips ahead of the rest of your body or your shoulders. But the most common area is to turn your head and shoulders very quickly ahead of the rest of your body. So your whole body kind of turns in one unit here, all in one piece. Okay, we have the toe O here, and we're going to do this exactly the same as we just prepped the one before, stopping in the back. But now we're going to let this come around nice and smooth, and instead of stopping in the back, we're going to turn ahead of the rope just slightly. The rope comes tight. You let the rotation come right around. As you come around front, watch how this leg stays in, down low. The upper body is right up over the ski, so you finish in a strong position with the weight right up over the ball of your front foot and in a good skiing position. Okay, next we're going to go to the reverse toe back. This is when you start needing to learn a little bit more rope control. And you're going to want to pull towards your knee area here with your leg up. And then as you get going, you're going to bring your knee around and lead with your hips. Let everything come around, stay right up over the ski. So you're going to pull it in, rotate back, rotate front, stay right up over the ski. The whole time the leg's kind of in and down low. Getting into all these toe turns, I highly recommend. I mean, you need to have a release for all these toe turns, but especially for this reverse toe back. You really want to make sure that you're not getting a tight line in the toe side position, that you advance enough to finish the whole trick. If you fall away, try to fall away from the boat and not fall into the boat. Make sure you have a good release person so that you don't catch an edge and get into a problem where you can hurt yourself. Okay, now after learning the reverse toe back, toe front, we already know how to do toe back, toe front. We're just going to put the two together and learn a toe back to back. Toe back to back is an easy trick for the amount of points, but then again the reverse is a little bit harder, so they kind of even out between the two of them. What we're going to do is first we're going to go into a nice reverse toe back position. We can roll here. Nice reverse toe back. I want you to start up over your ski, good position. When the rope starts coming tight, let it pull you front. Then I want you to hesitate for a second, settle in, good position here, then go ahead and let the toe back come around. All we're going to do is prep the toe back to back a little bit so that we're in good position throughout the trick, and then we're just going to pick up the tempo a little bit at a time. Let's keep going forward to the next one. Okay, this is with the hesitation again. This is in slow motion, so it looks like a big hesitation. It's actually not quite that big. It's just getting control of the rope, and then when you get good control of the rope, doing the toe back. Let's continue forward here. Again, we're going to get a good pull here. Finish the reverse toe back, up over your ski, good strong position. Set into it. As the rope comes tight, you go ahead and turn with the rope. The main thing is keeping this leg in throughout the rotation. Keep this leg in all the way back, hips straight, shoulders straight to the toe back position here. That's a nice toe back to back. Okay, another toe trick we're going to learn here is the wrap toe slide. This is a trick that's can be a little dangerous, so make sure you have a good release person, because if the rope gets out and you catch that inside edge, it can be kind of a nasty fall. It's really not a difficult trick. What you really want to do is extend the leg out, work the leg in as you finish. It's kind of pull and turn. As you finish and set the toe line in and down low in this position, you're just going to turn your hips. Most of your body's going to stay pretty forward so that you're balanced. Just turn your hips and the ski sideways, let it settle in sideways, and then come front. There's really no reason to ever hold this trick. You're going to get in and get out. Good position throughout. Let's go ahead and run and check it out. Right here, let the leg out, pull the leg in, set it right here. Just kind of nice little lift, rotation. Use the hips and the body as one unit to go ahead and turn. Don't use your shoulders and your upper body to get it around. You can see right here. Let's check this one. The leg out. We're going to go ahead, pull it in and set it here. And as you're setting it, lift and turn. Bring the hips in and turn. Set it. And as you come front, keep the leg in and low, and keep the upper body right up over your ski. Throughout the trick, the weight is really on the ball of my foot, so I'm right up over the top of the ski. Let's run that back. We'll look at both those one more time. Okay, it's just a good, strong, balanced position. Work the leg in right as it's finishing. Work the hips up into the boat. Good knee bend, right up over the ski. That's all that's necessary. Don't hold it any longer than you need to. All it needs to do is establish that 90 degrees, ski there, and then come front. On reverse toe back to back, we'll start with the leg out a little bit. Set the rope, so as you turn front, you can start advancing the leg in and work around to reverse toe back position. Go back, set the rope out. Hold around front into the reverse toe back to back. So we're going to start backwards, set the rope out, come in front, advance it forward, right up over the ski, rotate, pivot, hips right over the ski. Okay, as we learn the toe back to back, we can start doing the toe back to back and the reverse together, rotating right up over your ski and working the pull as we showed. And once you can get to that point, you'll really learn how to do the toe back to back reverse by doing 2 or 4 of them together in sequence. Okay, now we're going to start with the toe echo. The toe echo, we're going to start in the same basic position as we did for the toe O. What we're going to do, though, as we edge towards the wake, we're going to really use a lot of knee bend, a lot of ankle bend, stay down all the way to the crest. At the crest, we're going to stand up and really stay up over the ski. The key to this trick is by not turning or pre-turning too soon and staying down in a strong position. Stay down, 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 right to the crest. Then go ahead, push off, and rotate right up over the ski. Good axis. Finish up with the leg in and low, with the weight right up over the ball of your ski, hips forward, shoulders right up over the ski. Let's go ahead and show that again.
Cory, I noticed that on that trick, you're holding on to the line with your left hand this time.
Yeah, whenever you really start getting the tricks where you're going to rotate harder, like this was a toe wrap and we're going to go to toe wake O, it would work into a run where you'd next probably go into a toe wake line O. So to do that quickly and efficiently, it's harder to edge and lead with this shoulder here if you're holding on with the other hand. It's a preference thing, but I think it's probably better once you start getting a little bit more advanced, if your left foot forward, to hold on with your left hand, if your right foot forward, to hold on with your right hand.
I also noticed you pulled the line, you pulled a fair bit of slack into the line with that hand that was hanging on.
Right. What you do there is it's almost, that's where you're pulling, if we can go back, right, go all the way back to the beginning here. Okay, the pull on the rope comes from right here. Go ahead and edge. This is what you're really holding on to, so a lot of pull right now is coming from there. The pull is not coming from here. That's why you have to stay down and strong in a good position. Then you go ahead and pull enough slack so that you can finish. That's how you advance your hips into the boat so you can finish without the rope coming tight so that you can keep the rope in and down low and finish in a strong position. Okay, the next trick we're going to learn is the toe wrapping, which is a very important trick. It's a trick that you can use for toe 5 front, toe wrapping, toe 7, the wrapping for toe 8 go. So it's a trick that really gets a lot of use and it's very important. The problem is it's a trick that requires a lot of balance and a lot of technique, a lot of rope control. So we're going to learn it first from the back to front so we learn the proper rope control. It's a trick that can take a while and can be inconsistent at first. So we're going to go ahead and prep it out and take the proper steps first instead of going directly into the trick. We're going to do this first, start in a good toe back position. We're going to do toe wrap in front. The key is to get a good pull with the rope all the way into the leg before you start turning front. If you don't pull that in, if you start rotating front with the leg out, it's going to drop you back and away from the boat, which is the most common error. Okay, let's run the tape and you can see it, especially right here, where we go ahead, you set the rope out, almost away, strong pull all the way in, and as it starts finishing up into this knee, you go ahead, finish the turn front. Then as you finish, I want the hips all the way forward and the shoulders all the way forward. After you finish, set the position, then let it come back out. You should really stop here because I want you to be in control. I don't want you to just whip out into a toe O position. Let's go ahead and show that again. Finish up, all the way forward, all the way forward. Weight right up here on your toes. Ball your foot in a strong position.
And Cory, where's the force applied to get rotated into that line? Obviously, it takes a pretty good rotational force to wrap yourself into the rope. And where does that come from?
Yeah, it really does take a lot of pull. And before you even do the trick a lot, you can just practice pulling and pulling and pulling because it's going to take a lot of time. But you almost rock back, rock your whole body up a tad, really finish with the pull, and just as you're finishing the pull, here you can finish the pull, and right at the end of it, you snap the pull, and you let the hips come around. Really, the hips lead, but your whole body, again, turns in one piece in a unit, and then it's really important to finish all the way forward, because if you don't pull enough, you're going to be half twisted around, and you're really going to get in problems with being in a strong, stable position. Okay, after the toe wrap in front, you can do that properly. Do it with good rope control, ready to do it from the toe O position. The way I coach it, you can do it a lot of different ways. You can pull from the back, you can pull from the front. Majority of the men, the best skiers, pull from the front. If you want to get to the point where you can do it quickly, it's really a preference thing. We'll roll it. What I'm going to do here is go ahead. I'm going to extend this leg here. As this leg goes out, you're going to set the pull, work it in through the slide position. As you do that, the whole body comes around in one piece. You finish all the way forward, good strong position. Let's go ahead and run that over again. Okay, we're going to set this pull. This pull is the leg's going to go out. You're going to set it. Then as it starts coming in, then the whole body turns as one unit, and you wind right into the rope. The toe leg gets wrapped nicely right behind your knee. Come around, good position, rotating right up over the top of the ski throughout. As you finish, plenty of weight on the front of your ski, good ankle bend, good knee bend with your hips right up over your ski. The most common problem is falling right out the back on this trick. Okay, let's talk about this toe wrapping a little bit more. Now I really want you to watch the rope control. You're going to pull down and in, and the rope's almost tight throughout the trick. See how the rope's real tight all the way, just so it kind of comes loose from back to front position, and that's really when it's necessary. Let's take a look at that one more time. It's not a hard jerk in the front. It's a nice, controlled pull. It's strong when you go ahead and do it to get the advancement, but you don't have any excessive slack line or anything like that. You finish up, come down, get the rope. You can learn to get the rope at first. I think it's a little bit easier to get over your ski, but you're going to need to learn it both ways, grabbing the rope and also just coming front and coming back out in a toe-o. Okay, the next trick is the toe 5 back. The toe 5 back is really a high point trick for the difficulty, especially once you learn the toe-o good. All you really need to do, again, start in a good toe-o position. You can roll it, nice controlled start. You really want to get control of the rope as soon as you can. Turn right up over your ski. Get control of the rope here as soon as you can, so that as you turn front, the leg comes out. Then you go ahead and bring it back in and let the body just kind of come right around, rotate around. Finish with your hips all the way through, right up over the ski. Okay, let's go ahead and run that again. Just set the trick up here. I'm doing it slow here, and I'm really emphasizing the rope control and the position, keeping the leg in and low, finishing this pull here, getting it back into the knee here. Throughout the trick, you can see I finish here in a strong position, rotation right up over the ski. The ski's flat, turning on plane throughout the whole trick. Axis is good right up over the front. Let's show it again here for this one. Go ahead and turn. Go ahead, rope control here. It comes out. Boom, right back in. As you do that, your hips turn into the rope, and you get a nice smooth toe 5 back. Good position throughout. Okay, now we're doing the toe wake back-to-back. First, what we're going to do is we're going to get in a strong reverse toe back position. To hold this, you really want to drive your hips around, contort. You need to take this toe leg and put it as close to this side or over behind this leg as you can. You want to turn your hips towards the boat, and what that does is it lets you bring this leg, releases it to come around further. Just good position, looking into the boat here. After you get down and set into it, the main thing with this toe wake back-to-back from inside out is just getting a good edge right to the crest, staying over your ski, staying up here. Now I'm cutting. See how this foot has come over? That's how you hold it. Now I'm cutting to the wake. I'm staying down in a good position, stable, controlled, balanced right to the wake. At the wake, all you got to do is extend, keep the leg in, and then rotate right up over the ski, landing in a good toe back position. So really this trick is really an easy trick as long as you can hold that reverse toe back and stay down and edge right through the wake. Let's take a look at that again. Right here. Now as long as we can stay down, right up over the ski, the common problem, error, is to fall away. Right up over the ski, stay down, edge through the wake, balanced position so that you're in position to kick it at the wake, resist, keep the leg in, rotate with the hips so they're nice and horizontal. Body's turning one unit, right up and down, land right over the ski. And really that's the trick for the toe wake back-to-back, is just getting a good start. Okay, another common way to use the toe wake back-to-back in some run is to do toe wake go out, toe wake back-to-back in. So we're going to go forward, and that's very helpful when you can't hold the reverse toe back position. Okay, after doing the toe wake back-to-back from inside out, it's best if you can hold the position. If you can't hold it, it's hard. Also, toe wake back-to-back coming in is good if you're doing a toe wake go going out. It's set up in your run. You want to do a reverse toe wake back-to-back coming in. Okay, so we're going to be outside the wake. Go ahead and roll. We're going to turn back here into the reverse toe back position. Stay right up over the ski, edge right to the crest. As we get to the crest here, boom. Extend the leg, rotate over the ski, keep the leg in, land in a good back position, and stay there. Now let's go forward here and go to the next one. We do another one. Let's keep going forward so that we can see the setup outside the wake more. Yeah, just keep going forward. Now we can see the setup here. I'm outside the wake. I'm actually going to ski away just a touch here so that I'm on the flattest part outside the wake, so I have a nice table to turn on because it's a little slippery out there. So I edged out. That's the flattest place. Driving the hips down, shoulders over, right at the crest. Go ahead, extend, leg in, good position. Toe wake back-to-back coming in. Both going in and out is a real good trick for 330 points. You're landing in a stable position, so as soon as you can make it, it's usually a pretty consistent trick. This is a trick that's all made make it or break it in the takeoff. If you get a good takeoff, you got a good, consistent trick. Okay, we're going to get into the 4-5s. We're going to start with the wake 5 front, the easy back wrap. It's easiest to do it outside in. Start learning more about hips into the direction of the trick, rope coming in, passing the handle in close, and some advancement. Start with the wake 5 front. Get down, set, come in, look, cut, pass the handle in close.
The next back to front 540 is the reverse out of the more difficult wrap. Now this is a more difficult trick simply because you're now going from the harder wrap. But if you have your wrap technique down and you can do your wake back-to-backs from the difficult wrap, it makes that trick a lot easier. Okay, and we'll go forward slowly. We'll watch Cory. He's got a strong wrap position. His hips are rotated around good. Stop it. Let's check the knee bend out. Look at the tremendous forward knee bend here. And that really keeps his body centered over the ski. It gives him a lot of drive as he stands up and lets himself get off that wake very clean. You can also see there's some gap between the handle and the hips. That means he's starting to move his body in the direction of the handle. Let's continue on as he stands up. And then comes into the handle and just continues with the spin. The spin itself is not difficult. Once you do the first 180, it becomes like a helicopter. It's the setup that's the most difficult, like in most tricks. When you're coming from a reverse wrap position, the setup is a little bit more crucial. Let's watch again. Strong edge. Skis up to the handle, extends the legs, the body straightens up, carries him in the air. You can see he's coming around with very little pull on the rope. When he lands, the rope takes up, arms go in to take up the shock.
Okay, Mike, I'd like to maybe say something here. When I have students or have people that are having problems with that reverse wake 5 front, and a lot of people have a hard time out of that reverse back wrap, what I try to do is try to break it down into the whole trick into 3 steps. And those steps are, if we can start from the very beginning here of this reverse wake 5 front, is just as you edge into the wake, if the first thing is if you just make sure to edge through the wake. The second is make sure the handle's up coming into your body and not going out. And the third thing is if you just really, as you rotate, get up over your ski. And even if you don't hold the reverse back wrap that well and you can't work out of it that well, if you can do those 3 things, you can still do the reverse wake 5 front consistently.
That's good, Cory. And the other problem is, too, that people have, especially if they've been only doing back-to-backs and then starting their 540s, they think that they need to start that rotation sooner than they should. So they begin to go out of their rotation before the wake. So you need to make sure you stay in that rotation, you stay sort of cocked like we talked about earlier, and then rotate when it's time to rotate and not before it's time. The wake 5 front to back, the first one to do is the one that gets you into your easiest wrapping position for the landing. And you can do it either by wrapping the first helicopter part of the trick or by going hand to hand. Cory's going to show you how to do it by hand to hand. Basically the same trick, it's just that when out of the wrap it may be a little bit easier to learn. Okay, now watch as Cory approaches the wake. Again, all the same basics that you should have learned before. Good knee bend, strong edge, hip in the direction of the cut. You can see where his shoulder, let's stop this. You can see where his shoulder has actually gone the opposite way with the shoulder lean. What that does is it allows his hips to go towards the wake more, enabling him to set a harder edge. When you set a hard edge like that, it keeps your ski tracking and it gives you a good platform to clear the wake from. You don't get any slippage with your ski prior to the crest of the wake. Okay, let's continue. All right, as he hits the crest, let's stop. And we can see in this shot how far forward his hips and body have come to catch up to the handle. And that forward movement like that is going to catch him up and allow the spin to continue without pulling him out of it. Let's continue with the video. And now as he comes around, he's caught up to the handle, which makes that last 180 pretty simple. Okay, let's stop. You can see the back wrap is a pretty simple trick by itself. Cory, because he came in the handle well, was able to finish that last trick very easily. His head was looking forward. He didn't have to rotate his shoulders 180 degrees or his hips 180 degrees to get his ski to the back position. That's one of the advantages of landing a trick in the back wrap. It requires less upper body rotation in order to get the ski to rotate the full 180 degrees as it was in this case. The reverse wake 5 back, the most difficult of the 4 540-degree wake tricks. And for this trick, it's best to learn it from the wrap position, just like you learned your helicopter wrap. Again, rope in the middle of the back or the small of your back, shoulders level, the same wrap that you learned before. Now let's watch this in slow motion. It's difficult to edge properly from this position sometimes. Let's hold it. But you can see what Cory's done. He's dropped way down. His buttocks and hips have dropped way down, forward knee bend. He's dropped his shoulders a little bit to keep the center of gravity lined up, and he's ready to lift up and do that trick. He's setting a real strong edge now. Okay, let's continue. He's coming up, hold it. And he's coming up, he's straightening his body just like the previous trick. He's in good position now. Line slack. So he's caught up to the handle and he's in good position to continue with the rotation. Let's continue on. So coming forward, see the line still slack, hold it. Okay, now he's coming back forward. Now he's grabbed the other hand on the handle. The rope is still reasonably slack, so he's not getting much forward pull, which will enable him to continue to rotate beyond the 360-degree mark. Then as he comes around, stop. He keeps 2 hands on the handle. That's easiest to land that trick with 2 hands on the handle. For some reason on this trick, it is difficult to land with your head turned completely forward like on the easier wrap. On the more difficult wrap, you're going to find that the head's not back but not forward also, sort of in between. And it's the most difficult of the landings of all the 540s.
Okay, if you do the 4 wake 5s, this is a sequence you can work it in. You can do it kind of like this. This is one possibility. Now, this is a real popular sequence if you do 3 wake 5s. Start with the reverse 5 front going out, back, wake 5 front, back, wake 5 front, wake 5 back going out, set you up to do a flip for a lot of other tricks. Back, wake 5 front, back, wake 5 front, wake 5 back going out.
Some more advanced step-over tricks are the wake line 360 tricks. We're going to start with the wake line 360 front to front from the wrap position. Now this is a little bit tricky to wrap at first, but it's similar to a helicopter wrap, except that instead of grabbing the handle from behind your back, you're now going to grab the handle from between your legs.
On the wake line now, it's real important to spin, really sink your knee, really get your hips driven into the ball of your foot. And then as you edge into the wake, your ski's going to carve and get a strong edge. If you're leaning and falling away from the boat at all, your ski's a lot more likely to slide out and pre-turn coming into the wake. Edge in, pull, down, lift. Okay, again, good ankle bend, knee bend. As you come into the bottom, bend it down, edge, wait for the wake, try to rotate, get your hips up over your ski.
The next front-to-front step-over trick is the most difficult of all the step-over 360 tricks, and that's the step that what you do first and then end up landing wrapped, ready to do the easier of the front steps. Let's watch what Cory does. He's inside the wake, and in order to do this trick, he has to really drive hard. Let's look at it first so you can appreciate what the trick is, and then we'll analyze it. It's a 360-degree spin with a step over in the beginning and then landing in the wrap position so you can do the step over back into the wake. Let's back this up. All right, now we'll go forward slowly and analyze it. The hardest part of this trick is to take off. You have to set a very, very strong edge. Now watch what Cory does. See how, stop it here, how the inside shoulder, or the outside shoulder, I guess, has dropped below the inside shoulder. That way he can really drive his hip hard towards the wake and still maintain his balance. Okay, and also look how low he's dropped. This is the lowest you've seen him in all the tricks. He has a 90-degree bend at the knees, and most of the other tricks he had less than a 90-degree bend. Okay, now watch slowly, and you can see the drive he's getting. Like, stop. Especially on the sideways shot, you can see how the hips, as he's straightening his legs, it's driving the hips up into the handle. At the same time, it's giving him lift, but now he's moving towards the handle, and you really have to catch up to the handle. Remember, that handle, you see where it is now, that has to end up over here, so he has to really accelerate his body ahead. You know, a good 2.5 feet from his initial position is how far he has to bring his body ahead prior to the landing. Okay, let's continue on. You can see that he's continually moving up into the handle. Now stop. Over here, if you wanted to, you could pass the handle at this point. The more difficult trick is maintain a hold of the handle, but as far as time is concerned, points per second, this is by far the best way to do this trick. Otherwise, it takes too long to land and wrap for the next 360-degree step. So if you can land wrapped, you're much better off. And to do that again, you have to do what Cory's done and gone hard up into the handle. Now let's continue on slow motion. You watch, he still has the slack, which means he's still up in the handles, not getting pulled away. And stop. When he lands, he has to grab the rope with his free hand to give him the stability. And you notice how far he's absorbed. By absorbing this far, it allows you the time to get your balance and get a hold of the rope and set you up for the next trick coming in. So it's a very athletic trick. You saw how far the bend was to start and how far the bend is to finish and how much he's caught up to the handle. Let's look at it once more in a little bit faster speed so you can appreciate the trick. Good. Now let's continue on. You can see how he's ready to do the reverse out of that trick. So you get two 260-point tricks. done very quickly just because you're able to do that wrap in. The next step wake 360 trick is to wake line back to back from the wrap position, ending up in the step position for the last 180. Now we can watch as Cory does this. He's going to go into a wrap, and he's going to keep his foot on the ski and stop it. You can see his foot's on the ski, but it's not inside the binding. It's the easiest to learn this with your foot on top of the ski. Some people can do it with their foot inside the binding and take it out as they're doing the trick. But I suggest that you just set your foot on top of your binding to learn this trick. Okay, you get into the back wrap in the reverse position, so this is the harder of the two wraps. So it's important on this trick. Let's follow it through. Let's look at the trick once to see how it's done. And then we'll analyze it. As you can see, it's a wake 180 with a step wake line back at the end. Okay, let's look at it again. All right, so let's start it. We'll look at this shot. You can see he has to get in a strong position, just like all the back wrap tricks that you start to spin with. You can see his foot's on top of the binding. He's edging into the wake. He's away from the handle. Okay, and now as he leaps and begins to straighten up, he comes toward the handle aggressively. A stop. Again, consistent with all of Cory's tricks is that he's moved in towards the handle. When you can consistently move towards that handle, it makes the spins that much easier. Then you can control the spin, and you can get the complete spin done in the air. So he's got the spin. Let's continue. Now his foot starts to come off, and all he's doing is a step over. See how he's bringing the handle down in the end of his run to finish off the step over. You can see where the handle is right next to his stepping leg. It's a pretty simple trick, but it's difficult if you don't get an aggressive, clean edge into the wake. The last of the step 360 wake tricks is the reverse wake line back to back. Now this is when you land in the stepping position. You've done a wake line back to finish the previous trick. So now you're going to come back in from that and do a wake line back to back. Let's look at it once in slow motion so you understand the trick. It's basically a wake line front with a 180 and then a landing in the back position with the 1 foot out. Here's the wake line front. There's the 180 with the foot out. And then the 180 to the front. So let's look at that trick again in slow motion. All right, now again, as with almost all wake tricks, the approach is crucial. On this trick, you have to get a good, strong edge, and you have to have real strong shoulder position and upper body position. And you can see that Cory has set a real good edge. You can see that from the hips to the ski, he's got a strong edge. He's pretty well vertical with the rest of his upper torso. The legs out to the side, the handles against the leg, the arms off to the other side to give himself some balance. Okay, let's go in slow motion. And as he heads into the wake, he sets a hard edge. He stays low, stop it, starts to come up. And again, what's the first movement of a step over is to pick up your foot. You can see how he's picked up the foot. And then as he picks up the foot, the rotation brings the leg over the line. Let's watch it. And let's stop it here. As he gets to the front position, grabs the hand on the handle, continues with the rotation, keeps this foot along the side. It's almost like having two skis, but you're not using that to land on. Continues with the rotation. Maintains two hands on the handle. And this is the most difficult part. Let's back it up a second. Let's look right at that landing. Stop. This is the most difficult part of that trick is landing with the 1 foot out into the back wrap position, or even if you land it straight backwards, it's a very difficult trick. And one of the keys to it is being very strong with your upper body, getting a good rotation into the handle so that you can get around cleanly and have time to set up for your landing. And the other one is to really absorb the landing with your skiing foot or skiing leg. So you drop nice and low after you land. Let's watch that in slow motion. That way, even if you land wrong, you can continue to drop your weight and then just spin to the front and recover. Of course, Cory landed correctly, but he still does that as a precaution because you're much better off to absorb yourself on the landing, and also you go quicker into each subsequent trick. So the reverse wake line back-to-back completes the sequence of the wake line 360s.
Okay, on the wake line 5 front, this is a great trick. Start your run off. It's a fairly easy trick for 420 points. And you go right into your line trick. Grab for a wake line O. Get good and balanced over your ski. Pull. Try to bend into it. So that you're really right up over your ski. So when you're edging, you can edge. Boom, at the crest. Nice lift. Hips up and over the ski. See how you get your hips into the boat, rotate right over the ski. Once you leave the wake, all you need to do is turn and think about finishing over the ski. The key landed here, over the ski, ankle bend, knee bend, hips right up over the ski. Okay, we're going to do our first ski line back trick. It's easiest to do it outside in. The best way to do it is to set your position, your kind of ready set position down low here, so that you can stand up, really advance, using your whole body to stand up to get the advancement, because this is the most advancement you're going to need up to this point. And if you can learn how to do that, that's kind of the key. You're going to pull right off the crest here. You're going to start by just kind of jumping them and being hovered right up over your ski, because that's the way you're going to do the trick. After that, you can pull a few times, staying over the ski, driving the hips into the boat, getting the advancement, start setting the rope down by your binding. See, I'm up over my ski the whole time.
Okay, coming into the ski line back here, let's work into it. Again, we're going to work into it. We're going to use the strong body alignment. We're going to get down low for that strong advancement here, okay? You can see it getting down, compacting. Boom, going to spring and drive in. Let's hold it right here. What I'm going to do here, a lot of problems I get, people come up to me, I do a body over, I get up, I get the slack, but I just can't rotate around. What's happening? Why is the trick dying? Well, what you really need to do is you can almost see how I'm cocking back, cocking in, and you can use that rotation of your hips and your body as one unit going into it. But what you're also doing is you're pulling yourself right off the crest of the wake so that as you're leaving, you're not pulling and then trying to go off a slack line. You're actually pulling and rotating right off of the line, right at the end, and that rotation off of the finish of the pull is what gives you the rotation to help you get around back. Okay, let's go forward. You can see that right here. You're going to be driving, 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 still pulling, just finishing the pull. Right now I'm going ahead and taking the slack down and going over, okay? And that's how you get the rotation around. You want to finish right up over your ski, good position, handle in, get the two hands on to take up the slack. Okay, now the way I'm doing this, the ski line back here is with a lot of advancement and a lot of slack line driving in so I can step up over. What that does is it gives you more slack on the landing, so you're going to have to take more of a jerk out of the landing, which is going to take a little bit more time. and it can pull you out of position more. But it's the easiest way to learn this is with more slack, and as you get better and better at it, you can get to the point where the rope is almost tight throughout the whole trick because your rhythm and timing is so good that it's a quick pull, you get over quickly, and then as you're landing, the rope's almost coming tight, and what that does is it makes it so that you can put it in a run, land it quickly, cut, pop front, and go directly into the next trick. And here again is the ski line back again. Working up into the trick, right up over the good position, good axis, land it, pop front, and hopefully you're ready to go into the next trick. Notice how whenever you finish a trick, even if you're not doing a run, whatever, you should always end up in position, finish the trick in position where you're in a good, strong, stable, balanced position to go into the next trick. Okay, now we're going into the toe step, which is a whole new group of tricks that you can get into. It's like the ski line tricks. The theory behind it is a lot the same. You have to learn how to advance. You have to stay real balanced throughout the trick. You want to stay on axis throughout your rotation. And it's a lot like the body overs, but you need your advancement out of a toe position, which can be more difficult if you're not real strong in your toe position. We're going to prep the toe step back a lot like we prepped the ski line back. Okay, first, we're going to show you what the pull should look like. Let's go ahead and run forward. This is going to be the prep for the toe step back. Set it out, pull it in, set the line, stop right there. Stop. Okay, now what am I doing? That's all you have to do for a toe step. If you do it properly, the trick is really easy. If you do it not properly, it feels like it's almost impossible to get up over the rope. So if you can just do what I did right here, you can do a perfect toe step back easily. All you have to do is advance. See how I advanced myself on the boat so that I have slack? Right now I could almost just ski right over the rope and do a toe step. What you have to do is get to this point here where you advance. You set the rope behind you here, but the key to this is doing this, but at the same time being in a perfectly balanced skiing position. Right now I'm in a balanced position. I could do a toe front, toe wake back. I could rotate either way. I'm in a position where I can work out of this trick. And if you can do that, you've got the whole trick. You need to get to this point, and then what you do is you pull in advance, you edge, pull, advance, set the leg here. You're in a position. You go ahead, lift, and rotate. Okay, let's go forward. So what you want to do is you want to just keep doing this here. Just keep doing this prep here. Just keep going forward. Out. Work the body into the trick. Finish the pull. Bring it all the way in. Boom. Set the trick. Load your weight right up over the ball of your foot so you're in a strong, balanced skiing position. Now that we have the preps set up, we understand the trick, now the key is timing and rhythm. What does that mean? What we have to do is learn how to edge while we're pulling, which is difficult. But if you can set up the pull, if you can start setting your pull and edging so that as you're edging, you edge right to the crest, you set your pull and your timing, so right before you get there, you pull it in, set it, right as you're setting it, you hit the crest, lift, and do a toe wake back. So it's just pulling, setting the leg, then the timing and rhythm at the crest. I again want you to look at the edge. Look, let's stop here and also look, how am I cutting? Okay, the weight's in the ball of my foot, nice ankle, knee bend. My hips are back a little bit. My body's hunched forward, but you're going to see these hips are back because the leg is out, and when the leg's out, the hips are back. But as I drive this leg in, you're going to see my hips driving through, forward, advancing into the trick, and that's the key. And when you do that, as long as you stay balanced, set this leg down and in behind you, timing at the crest, just lift, rotate, go right on over. Okay, let's go forward. You see the strong pull in the first one, strong pull here, right to the crest, push off, set it here, toe step back, right up over, And that's really all there is to it. Let's go ahead and run that one more time just to look at it. When you're doing it, it feels like you're really having to work hard. But if you do it like this with the right technique, it can feel almost like you're doing next to nothing. It doesn't really look like I'm working that hard, but it's just because the timing, the technique is all there so that it all happens at the right time. Foot's out of the water, nice and in. See, you can do this toe step back with a foot out of the water, 2 feet out of the water, and it's easier to go ahead and do it nice and easy and simple like this. It's still a nice credit trick, about 6 inches out throughout, and then you don't have to step and jump and work nearly as hard. It's just, that's the way to do it if you can do it with the technique as shown here. Okay, now we're ready for our advanced trick runs. We're going to use the advanced tricks that we've learned so far. These are pretty common sequences put together in runs that are efficient and work together well. And we're going to try again to start with easier tricks, get a rhythm and timing, build into the run, consistently do the tricks at a speed that you're comfortable with. Always try to stay in good tempo, good position. Set the trick up going into it, good position throughout. Land in a good position, and set again. If you always start and finish in a good position, you're always in position to go in again without wasting any time. And really when you get into trouble and you go into the next trick, that's really when you're looking for a fall. So we can go into these trick runs here, and these are an idea of the runs you can use with most of the tricks we've gone ahead and learned. Okay, now that we're into the run here, we're going to start with the toe 5 back. Try to set it up, maintain good axis. Rotate right up over the ski, toe back to back, reverse, right up over the ski here, toe back, toe front, toe slide, wrap toe slide, set, toe wrap in, good position, toe wake go, get down here, down, nice toe wake back to back, toe front, set up now for the toe step back, and a toe wake front. Next is the hand pass, starting with wake line 5 front, wake line back, line front, line back, wake line front, foot in, back, wake back to back, reverse, surface back to back, reverse. Now we're going to get in some wake 5s, wake 5 front, back, reverse wake 5 front, wrap in. Going to set up here, wake 5 back, front, get down, good advancement, ski line back, front.
At some point in time, you may want to consider even getting some professional lessons. Both Cory and I have water ski schools, and we teach these more advanced maneuvers that can save a lot of time in the learning of the tricks.
Right, Mike's ski school is in California, and I have a ski school in Florida, and really it can help you save so much time and injuries. So if there's any possibility to get some good coaching, it might be something to look forward to. It's a good vacation. At the same time, you can save a lot of time and benefit from the trip.
Well, Cory, that was some tremendous trick skiing today. I can't believe how you made those hard tricks look so simple. You just spun like crazy, you got good air, you landed easy. What's some of the secrets you can tell these people who are watching this tape to go out and trick just like you?
I think spend a lot of time with it. Do one trick at a time. Try to do them as clean as you can. Try to do them smoothly. And fast is slow, and try to do them smoothly, and that'll end up being a lot faster.
Okay, now we've covered some of the tricks that are beyond 360-degree spins, like the 540s. What do you tell people that are first time that are going to try the 540? Should they just throw themselves into it, or should they just go into it nice and easy?
Yeah, nice and easy. It's more technique and working hard in the right places and being real controlled in the other places. And if you can start learning the advancement and where the handle should be and how to drive the hips up and over the ski, then it's just really rotating in a good position and landing.
Okay, now tape 2, the advanced tape. Next tape's tape 3. What are we going to expect in the next tape?
We're going to see everything pretty much that you haven't seen so far that's in the book. We're going to try to cover everything from all the flips, all the body overs, body over 5s, body over 7s, back-to-backs, all the toe step back-to-back reverse, toe step 5 back, toe step 5 front, wake 9s, the wake 7s. We're going to pretty much cover everything that you haven't seen so far. That'll be right up there at the world-class trick scheme.
Boy, looks like you're going to have a good rest tonight. Be ready for those tricks tomorrow.
That's right.
Thank you for joining us in tape 2. We'll see you at tape 3.